Okay, so we're doing something a little different today. I got my friend, the ever problematic Amanda.
Jamapa?
That should just be your new name. Why isn't that your actual name now? Like, you should just change it to that.
It's too long.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is extremely long. I'm still gonna call you that because you are ever problematic. But we have.
I like how neither of us jumped on the "it's too long" thing. Like we're just like, nah, we're gonna leave it.
Nah, we can just drop that one.
Low hanging fruit.
But yes, if you are unfamiliar with the problem that is Amanda, you may recognize her voice because she be voicing the characters, she be voicing the peoples. She is the voice of Boruto. She is the voice of what's my person from Danganronpa? I don't play that game.
Why would you say it's your person then, you poser?
No, I mean the person, as in like the person that I'm thinking of in a general sense.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
So I'm Junko Enoshima and Toko Fukawa in the Danganronpa video games.
And she also does all the comedy at Daywalker Comedy, guys. You need to definitely go subscribe to her. Be one of the cool ones that found her before she blew up and got 1 million subs. You want to be one of them people, trust me. You want to be one of the cool kids and be like, yeah, I was been following Amanda since the days of the Duolingo bird skits. And when she... And speaking of following someone from the early days, I have brought her here today so that we can dive into some of my earliest content on YouTube. That's right. We are both former Christians, and we had sounds like we had a relatively similar upbringing. And I wanted to show her some of my Christianity cringe. This is not me dunking on Christianity. This is not me saying Christianity is dumb or bad. I respect anyone's beliefs as long as it's something that is enriching their life and they're not using it to be assholes to other people. If it's good with you, I'm good with it. Okay, that's basically my motto. But this right here, what I'm about to show y'all and what I'm about to show Amanda, it is so cringe. It is literally my first YouTube video from 2008. I can't even. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Let's just. No.
Do I need to know any context for like what is the Blasphemy Challenge? Because you said at the time, you know, because you're an old YouTube veteran, a YouTube
Unfortunately.
geriatric.
There you go. That's better.
You had said at the time there's like a lot of like religious versus atheist kind of content, or like the religious crusades on YouTube or something. Like what was this challenge?
Pretty much. Basically, a few years ago, there was a thing called the Blasphemy Challenge. It was given out by this group of people called the Rational Response Squad. Actually, one of the members or former members of the Rational Response Squad, a guy named Graydon Square, is this really dope indie rapper. I've been following him for a while. His music is really dope. He still does music to this day. He's less like just atheist rapper. He's more just like really conscious minded, but not like wokety woke, but like genuinely conscious. So, but anyway, they issued this thing called the Blasphemy Challenge, which for all my Christians and Bible theologists out there, you may know that there is a specific verse, which I can't remember right now because I haven't read the Bible in quite a while, but it's the verse that says if you blaspheme the Holy Spirit, there's no forgiveness for that. So basically, it was challenging atheists to verbally say out loud that, hey, we're so sure that there's no God, heaven, or hell that we're gonna commit the one sin that the Bible says will definitely take you to hell. And so I, in my college freshman big brain mind, decided, hey, I actually do believe in Jesus, so I'm gonna do the Blasphemy Challenge, but I'm gonna actually affirm the Holy Spirit in Jesus Christ. So that's basically what this is. Let's just hit play. Hello, my name is CWJ, and I'm here to let you know that I deny the power of all unholy spirits working through this stupid Blasphemy Challenge. Ha! You thought I was gonna blaspheme, boy? What's wrong with you? I love Jesus. He's the Lord, not only in my life, but in the whole world. I accepted that. Now it's your turn. Think I am blaspheming. You think I'm gonna blaspheme? Somebody told you wrong, boy. I don't know about you and yours. We worship the Lord at my house. How it's been, that's how it's gonna be. Praise to Jesus. Amen. Be blessed.
Is he gone?
Oh my God.
The thing is, though, you can still kind of sense, like, you still have your personality, though. You still have like, the goofy, playful nature. At first, I was kind of like, "Who is this person? This is not the same person I'm talking to." But then,
Yeah, first of all, no beard, so opinion discarded.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, trying way too hard to look cool. Even me, when I started doing more videos around that time, I stopped trying to look cool. I think I just, if I remember correctly, I had just come from some type of presentation, which is why I had the dress clothes on. But then I also was like, let me put my my sunglasses attachments on my glasses.
Oh my god, why are you like this?
Because stupid. What's the word? Not secondhand embarrassment. What is it when you have secondhand embarrassment for yourself, in
yourself.
the past?
I don't know. It's almost like you're masturbating from the past. You're taking that hand and you're giving first-hand I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know
It's like third-hand embarrassment, because it's like I have a third hand because I feel bad for myself, but it's also me in the past. So it's like I'm jerking myself off.
it's like a
but
reach
I'm also
around.
telling myself exactly. It's a
Reach around
reach around embarrassment.
Okay.
I'm feeling reach around embarrassment right now. But you're right. I'm still being random. I still have a lot of energy, but. Ooh, man.
Gosh, there's a couple verses in the Bible that are like that, but it was something about how, like, Christians, you'll be hated, like, you'll be ridiculed, you'll be mocked, and, like, I feel like we used that to then be the cringiest people on earth.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, who would be won over by some of the stuff that we do? Like, you know, like the either cringy stuff or, like, the in-your-face kind of stuff, like, I love Jesus, deal with it, or, you know, like, having, like, a bumper sticker on our car like that.
That's so true. And the persecution complex is so big. It's certainly not unique to Christianity, but I think that's a really easy example, because the whole "blessed are the persecuted" thing
That's
is something
what it was,
that
that verse.
I definitely remember carrying that around. But when you think about it, they were talking about people where they would literally stone you to death and crucify you for simply believing in the wrong God or worshiping the wrong Messiah. Not first world problems, asked McGee. Oh, I'm at lunch and my friends don't think it's cool to go to Bible study, but I'm gonna say that I go to Bible study anyway, and when they laugh at me for being cringe and lame, that means I'm being persecuted. No, you are the Christian equivalent of the weeb who would Naruto run through a crowded hallway and then act like people are just hating on you when they make fun of you and bully you. It wasn't even bullying at that point. It's called discipline, because if you do that stupid shit in life and you're running into people, you need to get beat up a little bit. I'm sorry, not
it was
sorry.
survival of the fittest. They were trying to help you survive and, like, you know, make it to the next level of the food chain. Like, they were trying to be like, yo, you need to knock that shit off, because you are not gonna, like, this is high school, like, we might beat you up, but in the real world you might get murdered if you do that to somebody.
Exactly.
If you act
like,
that
can you
cringy
just
and
imagine
just yelling out like random, like being like "Daniel gozaimasu," like just like they would always yell these like random phrases, and they acted like they had such a big brain, because they're like, I'm just cultured, I know Japanese. Like, first of all, you know anime Japanese, which is like, you know, like everybody knows anime Japanese, like "Daijoubu? Nanya?" At least 90s Christians, at least, or like the era we grew up in, at least, was very much that, trying to be counterculture in order to try and win people over to the culture, as opposed to just being a person, being a cool person that people want to talk to, and then, you know, being like, hey, like, this is kind of what I believe if people ask. But it was just this weird thing of like, why did we think acting like a fucking dork was gonna appeal to the masses and be like, yeah, that's life for me?
I call us the Kirk Cameron generation, because, like, first of all, if you don't know the name Kirk Cameron, I envy you so much. But if you do know, then you already know, like, Fireproof and all that shit. What's that show you had with Ray Comfort?
The atheist's nightmare. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, is...
My life choices, I regret all of them in this single moment, because I know both of these things.
Was that your choice though? Because I feel like for me, at least, a lot of the cringy Christian content I watched growing up was like because that's what my parents bought, or that's what I didn't choose.
See, nope. Most of my super, like, fundamentalist shit is stuff I decided to start doing either in senior year of high school or as I got into college. So I can't blame this on my parents.
Wait, were you the kid? You were the one kid who was swayed by the cringe? Because I wonder if, like, maybe some other cringy senior was like, hey, instead of drugs, try Jesus. And you're like, okay, that seems cool. Like maybe you were the one it worked on, and that's why you thought it would work on other people.
I mean, not necessarily, but I did have a friend in senior year of high school who, while I was still like reasonably Christian, he was like a full-blown like Christian rapper already at like age 17. And I listened to some of his music and it kind of got to me a little bit. I'm like, oh man, maybe I need to be more serious about this. But I did become that friend. Let me tell you how cringe was I at the height of my Christian cringe. I remember specifically coming home for summer break after my first semester at college, and I was so convinced that I needed to get rid of all my unholy entertainment. So I went through my CD collection, which was quite extensive. I took all the Jay-Z, I took the Ludacris, I took the Eminem. It hurt me to get rid of Eminem CD. I took the Kanye West, and I tried to justify Kanye West at first. I'm like, he made a song called Jesus Walks. But then my one friend was like, nah, you got to get rid of that. And then my friends wanted me to give them my CDs, but I wouldn't give it to them. I was like, no, this is evil. I can't have this. So I like literally broke. Exactly. I don't want to spread the cancer. So I was like breaking CDs with hammers. There was like a fence that led to a swamp behind my house at the time, and I was like chucking them back there. I was like, yes, I need to destroy this. This needs to be destroyed because it's evil and it's gonna destroy my soul.
Send it back to hell.
Send it back to hell from whence you came. Out here acting like I'm exercising something, and I'm throwing away DVDs and CDs and shit because they have too much of the cursing. Like,
I like that you're like, God's in the meantime. God's probably like, yo, you're polluting my earth, man.
Right?
Like,
Exactly. See, once again, it's just not unlike wokeness today. The superficial, stupid shit that I thought I was doing that was making me a more quote-unquote godly person and helping to bring souls to the light won't doing shit but fucking up the world worse.
Right. Your heart was in the right place, which again, I think with a lot of causes, a lot of, whether it's wokeness or religion or in the thing, and I'm not an atheist. I still believe in something. My thing is I just don't need to know what it is anymore. I used to be so sure, and now I'm like, you know what? I'm open. I've been wrong before, so I'm open to being surprised. I'm open to being convinced. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back to believing it. But like, I'm just very much like, but all that to say, like, I feel like a lot of belief systems don't start with bad intentions, but then they kind of get pulled by the extremes, and they tend to get corrupted and become that.
Yeah. Despite how we often act to each other, I think most people at least want to be some level of good and some level of decent. And so when they join these religions and these social movements, they're doing so from the right place. But like you said, it's really easy to get swept up in like fanaticism and the emotion of it and everything. And you can end up going down a dark path, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially if you think you are in the right. If your belief is that people you love will burn in hell forever because they haven't accepted Jesus into their hearts, it makes sense why people would shove Jesus down your throat, because they care about you and they don't want you to go to hell because that's their belief. I don't believe that's what will happen, but I'm just saying I understand why they're annoying about it, because to them they think they're doing something good. Well, people, they think they're helping marginalized people, or like everybody thinks they're doing the right thing. But like you said, it's sometimes the overkill can actually be harming the group they're trying to help, or it's helping somebody, but it's harming something else. Like there's always some collateral damage.
That really helps me a lot to maintain my empathy, especially considering how I've literally been on both sides. I can look at them and see different phases of my life and just completely understand that there are a lot of good people caught up in these movements. So I'm here for dismantling the arguments and making fun of people when they go way like too far, but I don't think that they're like unsalvageable, or like we just have to throw them away as people. Like there's probably good reason for why they believe that.
And that's why the thing is like it's cringy, but like I understood where that kid was coming from, in the video. Like you genuinely thought you were, helping people. You're like, hey, like I'm my goofy self, but like, hey, like come learn about this thing. And it's like you said something about, I don't think these people are bad people. I would actually say I think most people who are really passionate and attracted to a cause tend to be attracted to it because they're good people. I think a lot of people's nature of wanting to be good is what draws them to extremism, because they see the pain in the world, they see the problems, and somebody comes along offering a solution, and these people who are good at heart go, oh yeah, I want to help however they can, so in wokeness, it's kind of like the original sin is racism. No matter what you do, you'll always be racist, but I can help you, I can teach you, and you're like, yes please, I don't want to be racist.
Nobody wants to be perceived as being a terrible person. Like, even with the threat of hell and everything aside, I think when someone has that idea in them that they do need redemption, or that they have done things that are wrong and need to have a better way of going about their life, it makes sense that, they would follow that path. It's just, oh man, to get caught swept up in that extreme bullshit.
Yeah. It's human nature. We're creatures of extremes. So it's like, it's hard to sit in the gray. It's hard to sit in nebulousness or like cognitive dissonance. So it's a lot easier to just be like, it either is this or is this. We like certainty. We like, okay, this is in this box, that's in that box. And so it's really hard to be somebody who's able to be like, yeah, okay, this situation, like taking everything in life on a case by case basis and be able to evaluate things based on that, as opposed to this is my side or this is your side, but being able to go, okay, what are the facts in this particular situation and these particular people involved? That's very hard to do. It's much easier to just categorize it like, oh, they're the good guy, they're the bad guy, toss it, go about my day. Oh, yeah,
definitely. I even remember when I was first learning about psychology, I forget the name of the term, but it's like, I think it's not Occam's razor, but it's something that says, our brains do stuff to make things simplified and streamlined, because like if we literally judged everything by case basis, we would never do anything. So at some point, like some people who are afraid of dogs, even if it's irrational, like maybe they've had a couple of bad experiences with dogs, and just to increase the likelihood of them having fewer bad experiences with dogs, their brain just categorizes all dogs as bad and dangerous. If the brain stopped and processed everything purely by logic and reason, we would all die before we even hit like 5 years old.
Yeah, like that, and that's the thing is like, people say like, oh, if you cross the street at night because like a black guy's walking behind you, like you're a racist. Or if it's a man walking behind me, like I'm going to, I don't have the time to go, hey, are you a good witch or a bad witch? It's survival. So unfortunately, we do profile things. It's easier for our brain to just put things in a category quickly because it's a defense mechanism. It's a safety thing. It makes sense. And also, if statistically in your life, this stimuli or this type of thing has led to this result, odds are it's probably going to again, or at least your brain's going to think that. So that makes sense. And it's hard. It's counterintuitive to try and be like, okay, let me take people back out of that box now that I've put them in it. But
Amanda, despite the fact that you are extremely and ever unendingly problematic, you also have some good opinions. So keep thinking them and keep expressing them.
Thanks.
I have shown you the cringe. We have to transition now to something that's not cringe. So thank you so much to Amanda for joining me today, for taking a deep dive into some of my earliest cringe. This may be something we do a bit more because I feel like showing my friends my cringe and just living in it and then finding the truth in it is something that might be worthwhile. I mean, I left this shit on YouTube for some reason.
Unlist it, you coward.
No, I am not putting it back. I'm not making it public again. No, it is. I unlisted it to show it right now, and it's going back on private. I might make it a members only video at best. So for $2.99, you can see my cringiest videos.
We demand the anime cut. Anime cut.
No.
Release it.
No, anime cut is in anime is cutting the stream off because I'm about to go do something else. But thank you for joining me. Everybody, make sure to go subscribe to Daywalker Comedy. Gets you some problematic truthness and comedy in your life. And that's gonna be all for us today, because I'm Anime. Who are you, Amanda?
I'm Daywalker. I wasn't sure. I'm like, technically you already said, so I didn't want to be like, yeah, and I'm Daywalker again. I know he just said it, but it's my stream now.
Just for that, no ending for you at all. Cold cut. Deuces.
And there's nothing you can do about it, Daywalker!